August 2025. Overnight, the United States military chain of command collapses. No foreign invasion, no nuclear strikes, just confusion, distrust, and ambition. The Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard suddenly stop cooperating and start competing. Each branch now wants control of the country. In this thought experiment, we'll explore what would happen if America's armed forces, the most powerful on Earth, became their own worst enemy. Who would dominate? Who would collapse first? And which branch would ultimately take the crown? First up, the Army, with nearly 500,000 active-duty soldiers. They're the backbone of America's ground power. Their strength is numbers, heavy armor, and logistics. Think Abrams tanks, HIMARS rocket launchers, Apaches, and artillery batteries capable of reshaping entire battlefields. Their secret weapon isn't flashy, it's supply chains. The Army controls food distribution hubs, roadways, and critical ammunition depots spread across the heartland. They can dig in, fortify positions, and grind down anyone who tries to dislodge them. But that same size is also a weakness. They move slowly, rely heavily on fuel, and are easy targets for faster, more agile enemies. The Air Force, with over 300,000 airmen, rules the skies. They bring stealth bombers like the B-2, fifth-gen fighters like the F-22 and F-35, and drones that can track and strike without risking pilots. Add in satellite control and electronic warfare, and they'd see nearly everything happening below. Their battle plan? Overwhelm opponents with precision strikes in the first 72 hours. Airfields, fuel depots, convoys, all wiped out before the enemy even knows what hit them. But here's the catch. The Air Force can't hold ground, and every jet in the sky burns fuel and parts at a frightening rate. Without long-term resupply, they risk flaming out just as quickly as they rose. Then we have the Navy, about 330,000 sailors strong. Their floating fortresses, aircraft carriers, destroyers, nuclear subs give them unmatched control of the seas and coastal skies. They can strike from offshore, retreat, and strike again, all while resupplying at sea. But inland, they're vulnerable. Carriers can't park in Kansas, and destroyers can't secure farmland. Their dominance fades the further you move from water. They're devastating against ports and coasts, but stretched thin inside the continental U.S. The Marines, about 170,000 strong, are shock troops by design. They thrive on chaos, fast raids, amphibious landings, and rapid strikes with tilt-rotors and F-35BS. Their raider units could appear behind enemy lines, destroy a supply depot, and vanish before anyone can respond. The downside, they burn through resources, without Navy support for transport and resupply. The Marines would run hot at first, but run dry soon after. And then there's the Coast Guard, just 40,000 strong, but strategically placed. They control ports, rivers, straits, and inland waterways. That means choke points, bridges, shipping lanes, and fuel routes. They wouldn't win battles outright, but they'd frustrate everyone else by blocking movement and communication. They're the wild card, not powerful enough to conquer, but strong enough to delay. So how would it play out? The Army digs in, holding highways, farmland, and fuel. The Air Force dominates the skies early, hammering convoys and bases. The Navy strikes from the coasts, shutting down ports and crippling coastal cities. The Marines raid and sabotage, hitting hard, but fading without steady supplies. The Coast Guard quietly jams, blocks, and delays everyone. Within a week, the Air Force would be running low on precision munitions. The Navy would still dominate offshore, but their inland reach would be collapsing. The Marines would be burning out, unable to keep up without fuel. The Coast Guard would still be buying time, but not winning territory. And the Army? They'd still be there, bloodied, battered, but holding the ground. With control of farmland, fuel depots, and cities, the Army could slowly grind down every other branch. So in this nightmare civil war, the Air Force would rule the skies. The Navy would rule the seas. The Marines would cause chaos. The Coast Guard would delay. But the Army would outlast. Because in the end, wars aren't just about striking first. They're about who can still fight when everyone else is exhausted. And in this scenario, that answer is clear. What do you think? Would the Army really come out on top? Or could the Air Force's early strikes or the Navy's carriers change the outcome? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more scenarios like this, make sure to subscribe for the next breakdown.